The best positive news we're celebrating. This week, Australia has so much solar power that it wants to give it to people for free. The Australian government is working on a program that would share solar benefits with everyone on the grid, providing electricity completely for free in the middle of the day during peak hours. While coal is still the country's second largest export and it was formerly a coal-heavy country, solar and wind have rapidly taken over the electricity grid in Australia. That's cut into its electricity-related climate emissions, resulted in cleaner air, and helped contribute to the fight against the climate crisis, which is already causing record high temperatures and wildfires in the country. Why is this good news? The pros just keep stacking up when it comes to solar power and clean energy sources. It's so abundant and cheap, an entire country says it can give it away for free. You may also like, solar is now 41% cheaper than fossil fuels. New UN report finds the sun is rising on a clean energy age. This Pittsburgh dad did a 150 grocery run to feed his neighbors during snap cuts. What happened next left his whole body shaking. An entrepreneur started a company that provides period products paid for by ads, not women, to fight period poverty. Ramai Tucker has calculated the cost of having a period over the course of a lifetime, and it's 10,000s. That's why she founded On the House, a startup that seeks to end period poverty and get feminine hygiene products to those who need them most. Through its period product vending machines, On the House uses ad revenue from bathroom posters to dispense free period products. Today, there are 5 machines in public and commercial bathrooms across Brisbane, Australia, but Tucker has ambitious plans to scale up nationally and then bring her idea to countries around the world. A pilot program is helping reduce Colorado's above-average veteran suicide rate. More than 2,200 veterans live in Colorado, and in 2020, the most recent data available, 118, 8 of them died by suicide, significantly higher than the national veteran suicide rate and the overall rate for both the state and the country. To combat those devastating numbers, in 2021, Colorado passed legislation investing $1.6 million in a pilot program called Next Chapter, which pairs veterans with mentors so they have a constant support system and know who to call when they are struggling. It's also staffed entirely by veterans, helping clients feel seen and understood. Initially setting out to connect with 700 veterans, the program has already served over 1,200. A June 2025 report found that more than 80 of participants reported a drop in their thoughts of self-harm and suicide, and of those who had reported prior suicide attempts, the majority had decreased those attempts. Why is this good news? The VA provides mental health care and resources at 8 locations across the state, but the wait time for a new patient seeking services at 3 Colorado Springs area clinics in September this year was a minimum of 32 days. Next Chapter gives those same people care within 9 days, a potentially life-saving difference. I'm a veteran. Here's what to say instead of thanking me for my service. Forrest Gump actor Gary Sinise donated $1 million to build a creative lab for veterans to heal through art, founded by Marine Corps veteran and Purple Heart recipient Richard Casper. Creative Vets is a non-profit helping veterans with service-related trauma heal through creative expression. Its latest project, transforming an abandoned national church into a creative lab for veterans to pursue songwriting, sculpting, scriptwriting, and other art forms. And Forrest Gump actor Gary Sinise donated $1 million toward purchasing that building, further expanding on his long-term commitment to supporting veterans. Why is this good news? The veteran suicide rate is 20 suicides per day, with 14 of them not seeking support from the VA, and veterans account for 20 of all suicides in the country. Creative expression has been proven effective at reducing both PTSD symptoms and the severity of depression that often accompanies it. This new center will be a place to go when the PTSD hits. Republican governor addresses snap cuts, directs people to 900 resources. How do we help the most vulnerable in our states? Stronger democracies tend to have lower levels of corruption. Even when it feels tough or you don't like your options, it's important to exercise your right to vote. New data shows another reason why it's so important: it reduces corruption. While levels of democracy and corruption are difficult to measure, experts agree on certain standards and metrics that indicate how democratic a country is. Free and fair elections, equal voting rights, fundamental freedoms, and how frequent corruption is fairly enforced laws, bribery, etc. When looking at the data, research on the causal link suggests that democratic systems can help both expose and reduce corruption. And the opposite may also be true: corruption can weaken democracies. A critically endangered black rhino calf was born in the wild in Kenya in the spring. Rangers first suspected a new eastern black rhino calf may have been born after seeing what appeared to be baby tracks behind a mother's tracks, and their suspicions were confirmed. Camera traps caught a glimpse of the mother and baby in a remote mountain range in southeastern Kenya. It's the mother's first calf, and researchers believe it's about 6 months old. It brings the total number in the region to 9. So far, rangers have observed that the calf is healthy and acting like you would think a cute little baby rhino would, though they caution that young rhino calves are still very vulnerable to natural and human-caused dangers. Why is this good news? Eastern black rhinos are critically endangered, and this particular birth happened in a tiny subgroup of the Chewy population, which is of critical value to rhino conservation because of its genetic independence. Bringing it back could strengthen